It's when the sign retainer count drops, law firms tend to add activity. More leads, more spend, more networking, more content, more intake scripts. And what happens is that activity, it masks the problem for just a little bit. And if the retainer gap is the real issue, adding more volume is just going to increase the number of people who experience the same uncertainty points. You are just going to end up with more consults and the same number of signed retainers, plus a more exhausted team, including yourself. So, what should a law firm owner do instead? Well, without turning this into a massive internal project, there are a couple of things you can do. Start with decision rules, not tactics. Decision rules, not tactics. So, decision rule number one is if a consult feels good, but signatures lag, treat it as a trust and process alignment problem until proven otherwise. That means you've got to start looking at the handoffs, the timing, and the consistency of language from intake to consult to retainer delivery to follow up. This isn't when you start looking for a new script. You're just looking to see if the experience the prospect has is coherent. The decision rule number two is that if the retainer sent versus the retainer signed gap is growing, then just stop debating lead quality until you can answer a simple question. Do prospects clearly understand the next step, the timeline, and who's responsible for what? And if you, as the attorney, can't answer that cleanly, I can guarantee you that your prospects can't either. That's the retainer gap showing up. And decision rule number three is that if you've got multiple attorneys and one converts and one doesn't, don't assume that it's charisma. It's usually structure. The converting attorney tends to create a cleaner decision environment for the prospect. They're going to set expectations about timing. They're going to make sure that the scope is clear, and they're going to make sure that the first follow-up feels inevitable rather than needy. And that's not a personality trait. That is just operational consistency that they've nailed. So notice what I'm telling you to do here. I'm not telling you to go change your website, let's go rebuild all your ads, or let's go chase a new channel to be on. Those, yes, can matter, but they're downstream. And when conversion is the constraint, it's upstream visibility that we need to fix, because that's going to be the uncomfortable truth that really shapes your internal experience. And that's not as consistent as maybe the legal work that you do.